All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome back to the session. Um, I trust and believe everyone is well this Thursday afternoon. All right, it's just gone past 3 minutes after two. We're gonna get started. This is a prelude to the NFP session. All right, just to remind everyone here, tomorrow we've got the NFP report that is coming out. All right, so we are preparing for that. We will be going live on the session tomorrow at 2 p.m. Be sure not to miss out. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. we will be going live for that session. All right, that is the NFP session. Right, I trust that everyone is doing well. Just before we get started, remember you can open up an account on our website. I'm just gonna share my screen just now. All right, just give me 1 second. I want to share my screen. There we go. All right, great stuff. Great stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, you can open up an account on the TD Markets Academy. That is not the TD Markets Academy, on tdmarkets.com. All right, that is tdmarkets.com. You can open up an account, sign up for an account. A very simple, quick process. It's just gonna take you about 2 minutes. It's just gonna take you about 2 minutes. All right, so that is the our website tdmarkets.com. All right, and like I said, we've got the NFP report that's coming out tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see how the month of May was. All right. So, tomorrow at 2 p.m., live on YouTube, we will be bringing you the NFP report. All right. Just before we get started, guys, Jules, I can see you. Good afternoon from a very wet PE. Oh, so the weather down in PE is not the greatest. Yeah, where I am right now in Joburg, it's getting cloudy right now. It's a little bit overcast, just a little bit overcast at the moment. But I think it does show that it might rain, right? It might rain here in Joburg. But yeah, I hope you well there, Jules, in PE, right? Before we get started, guys, please confirm on the volume. Is the volume good? Is the volume good? My voice is not sounding good right now, so I'm trying to up the levels on the volume. Is the volume good? Is the volume levels good? Can we proceed? Maybe if you guys just let me know before we get started, yeah? All right, great stuff. Great stuff. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's a Thursday. We came on Tuesday. We had a look at the markets. We spoke about what we could get from the markets. We spoke about that. The market has been moving. I hope you guys have been keeping an eye on the setups we spoke about. All right, great quality setups we have been talking about. So we're gonna obviously do some updates. While we prepare for the NFP tomorrow. All right, it's gonna be a great one tomorrow. Don't miss out. 2 p.m. live on YouTube. Okay, so we spoke about a lot of charts on Tuesday. All right, and where do we start? Maybe you guys just let me know. Right, what should we look at? We spoke about a lot of charts on Tuesday, a lot of markets on Tuesday, one of them being the Euro odd. Now, look at what the Euro odd has done, guys. Look at what the Euro odd has done. Nice little setup towards the upside. All right. We spoke about Euro odd coming back down here, breaking the previous low, and then from there pushing towards the upside, right? I believe it was King who asked about the setup here. So the market did exactly what we said it will do. It went back up to that zone. We're anticipating it to go all the way back to this high though, right? But where the market is, that would have been one of the take profits. So from here on, we're anticipating some more upside. All right, that is on Euro odd. All right. Yeah, as I was saying, we're anticipating a bit more upside on Euro Auth. All right. So let us start with gold. Let us go to oil because that is what's dominating the market at the moment. So starting with gold, this is what has happened with gold, right? It hasn't really fully materialized. On Tuesday, we were looking for the market to make its way back, right, to that zone there. But as you can see, it hasn't really materialized, right? It pushed up, then came back down. But now, this doesn't change our view, right? This doesn't change our view. We're still looking for gold to make one more push towards the upside. So it didn't happen here. So now it seems like it might happen here, more especially since it has broken the previous low here, right? I'm currently on the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame on gold, 4-hour time frame on gold, we're looking for gold to make a move towards the upside, right? I think that 4590, that level right there, that's going to be a good level. Yeah, so anywhere where it is right now, looking for one more push back to this high. All right, so that's how gold is looking. It hasn't really moved much. And if you look at oil, look at what oil did. Look at what oil exactly, it went straight to the target. It went straight to the target, right? When we spoke about oil, it was down here. That was on Tuesday, right? It was down here, and then we said, hey, look, oil is going back to this high, this structure there, right? So oil made its way to the structure, hit the target, hit the target. I hope you guys saw the setup. Hope you guys capitalized on the setup. And this was the same with Brent crude. This is WTI. This is US oil. If you take a look at Brent crude, you will also see that it did the same thing. It did the same thing. It went back to the structure, went to the structure, and finally to that structure at the top. All right. So yeah. So US oil, WTI, and Brent crude, the setup played out. The setup played out. So looking at what we can expect now moving forward. So let me do this. It seems like now they have completed the correction they were forming. All right. So price came back to that high there. So according to what we see right now, where is Brent crude going? Brent crude could easily come back down here. Right. So Brent crude could easily come back down here. Right, it completed the pattern. The pattern is done. So from here on, we are going back down here. Right, just a short-term move back down there. That is Brent crude. I believe US oil is the same as well. Let's have a look. I believe US oil should give us the same thing as, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Let me do this. Right. So there we go. So US oil is ready to go down. WTI is ready to go down. Is ready to go down. So we are coming back down here now. Is ready to go down. Right, we're coming back down to this low. All right. So we're seeing a pattern that is common in the market. So you see this pattern here. This pattern is common in the market. All right. So what needs to happen now is that this pattern will complete once price comes back down to this low, and the pattern will be complete. So UK oil, US oil, price coming back down to this low to complete the formation. You see how it is. And just going back to gold slightly. So should that happen, should UK oil, US oil go back down, then on gold, we are looking for this to go back to this high. Gold, we're looking for this to go back to this high now. Right, that 4590, that 4590 on gold, that is the target we are looking at. Right, so nice little setup. Euro USD, let's have a look at let's have a look at Euro USD. So guys, remember, you can type in the chat, the charts you guys want us to have a look at. All right, so we've got Euro USD. So anything you want us to have a look at, you can type it on the chat. Euro USD, this is where we are. It hasn't moved. All right, Euro USD, nothing has changed. We're still looking for this. So it is still trading around the zone, completing the setup. Completing the setup, all right, or rather completing this formation. So anywhere around the zone, we are looking for price to start pushing towards the upside. You see how it is. So Euro USD hasn't changed, still looking for some upside. All right, remember guys, tomorrow there's NFP, so NFP might mess up things. All right, so yeah, so Euro USD hasn't moved. Sam, you are still holding BTC. Yeah, BTC is going down to 6,000. All right, Bitcoin is going down to 6,000. Let's have a look at the chart. There we go. BTC is going down to 6,000. So we didn't get a correction here. The last time we spoke about this, BTC, let me just do this, guys, just 1 second. When we spoke about BTC, we said we're waiting for the for the correction before we can get a continuation down. So this is how we're looking right now. So it broke below 65,000, broke below 66,000, 65,000. So where is this going? It's coming back down to 60,000. It's going back down to 60,000. Right? It's going back down to 60,000. So Bitcoin, yeah, it's a nice one. Nice one. Definitely nice one. Definitely nice one. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, so one more push down on Bitcoin. One more push down to 6,000. I mean, Ethereum has already gone down to this low. You see that? So Bitcoin is still yet to make one last push. So it never gave us a correction. So what is going to happen now is we're going to continue pushing back down to this low. So that is how Bitcoin is looking. All right. In terms of Ethereum has already come back down to this area. So there is no solid setup on Ethereum at the moment. No solid setup. All right. But Bitcoin, one more push down. So yeah, 100%. That's a great setup. That's a great setup. All right. So Euro USD, remember Euro USD, still looking for that. The indices, guys, right? The indices, nothing has changed. German 30, US 30, US 30, nothing has changed, right? You see what's happening right now? We're going up. That's it. We're going up. So this one, nothing has changed. You look at German 30, by the way, look at what German 30 is doing. If this is not a great setup, I don't know. If this German 30 is not a good setup, then I don't know. This setup is the one. Look at German 30 right now, right? German 30 has just given us, or it's trying to find a higher low. It came back down here one more time. It's trying to look for the higher low. Once that is done, then this is going to take us back to 25,500. That 25,500 mark, that's our target on German 30 right there. So yeah, so anywhere around the zone, we're anticipating the trend to resume trading towards the upside. All right. So nice little setup. So US 30, nothing has changed. It is pushing up. German 30, this one is about to resume the trend. All right. And then Nasdaq here, we are finally getting a correction here. We are finally getting something on Nasdaq. All right. We are simply following the current momentum. So all we're looking for now here is a higher low. So the market is now trying to look for the higher low. All right. Once we get that higher low, we're looking for a continuation up. That's it. So we'll see where the higher low is going to form. We'll see where the higher low is going to form. Yeah, definitely. Once we get a higher low, we're looking for a continuation back to this high. Back to this high. There we go. All right. So yeah. So this is how I would look at Nasdaq. One more push up. S&P 500 also, we're getting something we can work with. We're getting a correction, right? Let this correction form, and then we are gonna look for the higher low for a continuation to the upside. So just waiting for this correction to form, and then from there we're gonna look for that higher low for a continuation towards the upside. All right, so Nasdaq, S&P 500, looking for that to push towards the upside. All right. Update on GBP AUD. Let's have a look. The last time I checked, it was pushing up, right? In fact, it went to the target. There we go. Oh, okay. This is GBP AUD. All right. So GBP AUD, it's set to go up, right? So from the 4-hour to the weekly, let me show you what's happening. Right? So on the weekly time frame, sorry, the monthly time frame, this is the monthly time frame. Right? On the monthly time frame, price is bouncing from that 50 Fibonacci right there. So the market went down. So on that 50 of the Fibonacci retracement on the monthly time frame, we are getting some pressure towards the upside. And you will also notice that it is the same area where the previous low was. All right. So this area is going to be very important to you and I, because this is where now we should be looking for this. All right. So that is from the weekly and the monthly. The weekly as well. The weekly also, this is how we're looking on the weekly. All right. So the setup here's the setup. Very simple. Similar to the Euro odd. Here's the setup. Let me show you. There we go. All right. So right now, what is price doing right now? It is breaking out of the correction, right? You had this impulsive wave. Price is breaking out of the correction now. And I just want to remove this Fibonacci. Just 1 second. There we go. So we have this corrective pattern. So price at the moment is making its way up. All right. So very simple. So GBP AUD also giving us this move. So first, this is going back to the zone first. All right. That's where it's going. It's going back to that zone first. It's going back to that zone first, and then we'll see what's going to happen from there. But yeah, there's a setup going back there. So GBP AUD, that's how it's looking. It's looking the same as Euro AUD in terms of the formation we are seeing right now. Yeah, remember, you look at Euro AUD. right? Euro AUD is pushing up from this zone. GBP AUD also is pushing up from this pattern. All right. So that is how GBP AUD is looking. All right. Great stuff. All right. So what are you looking at, guys? What are you looking at? Let's see. What are you looking at? Yeah, 100%. All right. Great stuff. All right. So let's have a look at the yen pairs. All right. The yen pairs, nothing has changed. Look at euro yen. We're still pushing up. On euro yen. All right. So that hasn't changed. NZD JPY, we are getting a correction. We are getting a correction here. All right. So from that correction, we will be looking for a continuation up. So NZD JPY has not changed. All right. And then you've got USD JPY also. Right. You look at USD JPY, still the same. Nothing has changed. USD JPY, nothing has changed. All right. USD JPY, nothing has changed. So the market is still moving in our direction. And up next we have, let's see, NZD CAD. NZD CAD, it's messy. It's messy, right? However, looking at the structure here, let me just see where the market is. All right. All right. So NZD USD, even though it's messy, but it has not completed this formation here. All right. So we've got this high. Yeah, we've got this high right here. Looking at where price is coming from right now, we've got this high. All right. So this move that you see right now, according to this formation here on the weekly, it's not done. All right. So it needs to make one more push towards that high. What we need to be careful here is this high, right? It is rejecting this high at the moment. So we need to be careful, about that. So the market moving up from today, it was to complete this miniature structure, right? So now we've got this big one here. Right? And according to the big structure, this whole move here is going to complete once we get to that high there. All right. So what you can do for yourself is you can do this just to get guidance on where price could easily go to, something like this. There we go. Just to see the structure properly. All right. So we're coming from this higher low. This push back to that high there. Yeah. So this move is not done. It is not done. So a continuation back to that high there. Right. That is how NZD CAD is looking at the moment. Let me do this. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Yeah, NZD-CAD, one more push towards the upside. One more push towards the upside. All right. The JPY pairs, guys. I've been vocal. I've been vocal about the JPY pairs, all right, since I don't know, a couple of months ago. And GBP JPY hasn't changed, right? Hasn't changed. In fact, what it's doing right now, it's giving us a continuation. We spoke about this on Tuesday. So GBP JPY, one more push to the upside. Yeah, one more push to the upside. One more push towards the upside. There we go. That's GBP JPY. All right. So CAD JPY is the one that is taking its time, guys. So just be a bit patient with CAD JPY. It's taking its time. It's taking its time, but once it's done doing what it's doing right now, we are gonna get a continuation back to that high. So at the moment, it's taking its own time. Just be patient with it. Don't worry. Once it's done doing what it's doing, then we're gonna continue. We're gonna resume the trend. This is still a good setup. This is still a good setup. So GBP JPY, a continuation up. Euro JPY, NZD JPY, AUD JPY. There's nothing. Yeah, AUD JPY. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing on that one. Absolutely nothing. All right. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right. What else are you guys watching? I've just gone through a bit of analysis just to update what we spoke about on Tuesday. All right. I don't know from you guys. We looked at NZD CAD. We looked at Euro USD. We looked at Bitcoin, Ethereum. What else? What else? What else? What else? Let's see. All right. So remember, tomorrow there's NFP, right? Not going to do much in the session, but tomorrow's session, tomorrow's NFP, that's where things are going to happen. All right. So NFP, non-farm payroll, 2 p.m. on YouTube. That's where things are going to happen. Right. So just the prelude to the NFP. As far as the technicals are concerned, gold should be pushing towards the upside. So, you know, as far as the technicals are concerned, we're anticipating gold to push towards the upside, right? And then obviously oil, according to the current structure, to push down, right? So let's see if NFP is going to change things around. Let's see if NFP is going to change things around. All right. You look at your Euro USD. We're anticipating Euro USD to push up. Right? Provided that it doesn't change as a result of the NFP. All right. You look at your GBP USD. That hasn't changed. Still the same. Still the same. We're waiting. Right. Still the same. Still the same. One more push back there. Right. So yeah, we also spoke about this on Tuesday for one more push. So we came back down to the zone again. Now we are going up. This is a demand zone. So the market has come back down to the demand zone. So now anywhere from this zone, anywhere from this area, we're anticipating price to start pushing up. All right. So there's the demand zone. and then we can see you're starting to get some reaction. So 1.35, that is the target we are looking at. 1.35, and then if it breaks, then 1.357. From 1.35 to 1.357, that is, these are the targets we are looking at. All right, so yeah, so GBP USD, this is the setup we have on GBP USD. All right, let's see, what else did we skip? Let's see. Yeah, I think I covered the majority of the pairs we spoke about on Tuesday, the setups we spoke about on Tuesday. I think I've covered them. I think I've covered them, yeah. All right, yeah, so that's how it is, guys. All right, that's how it is. The markets has been a lot more smoother this week, right? Even though there were a lot of reports, but the markets has been a lot more smoother this week. All right, so let's see how the week is gonna end. Next week is still another week. I think we've got CPI next week. I think we've got CPI next week. Yeah, CPI on Wednesday. Cool stuff. So Wednesday CPI, tomorrow NFP, but the markets have been a lot more smoother this week at least, right? So there's your GBP USD, there's your NZD CAD, and so forth and so on. All right, there we go. Right, have a look at German 30. German 30 is gonna resume its move towards the upside, so don't miss that. All right, great stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for today, right? I think that's it for today. Here are your pairs. Here are the opportunities we're looking for. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, and then definitely we'll catch you guys tomorrow during the NFP report, and let's see what we can get from there. All right, cool, guys, have a good one. Have a good day. Enjoy. We're gonna end it here for today. We'll meet you guys tomorrow. Cheers, guys.